In 2024, a shocking statistic has been making rounds in the media. 4,300 wealthy Indians have left the country, a number that may seem small in the context of India's vast population, but when you consider the wealth, influence, and economic impact of these individuals, the gravity of the situation becomes clear. These are not just any citizens, they are the elite, the affluent, the movers and shakers of the Indian economy. They hail from a diverse array of industries: technology, manufacturing, real estate, and finance, to name a few. They are the job creators, the innovators, the ones with the resources to make a significant impact. The demographics of these individuals only add to the intrigue. They are relatively young, with the majority under the age of 50. This suggests that they are in their prime earning years, a time when their contribution to the economy would typically be at its peak. They are largely from India's metropolitan regions, the bustling hubs of commerce and innovation. But now they're leaving, setting their sights on foreign shores. The countries they're choosing for their new homes are as diverse as their backgrounds. From the United States to Australia, Canada to Singapore, these individuals are spreading out across the globe, taking their wealth, expertise, and potential with them. Yet, this is more than just a migration of individuals. It's an exodus of capital, of talent, of potential economic growth. It's an unsettling trend that begs the question, why? What is driving these wealthy, influential Indians to leave the land they once called home? For some, the answer might be as simple as seeking new opportunities or a different lifestyle. For others, it could be a response to deeper issues within India's economic, political, or social landscape. But to fully understand the motivations behind this mass departure, we need to delve deeper to look beyond the surface. But what could possibly be prompting these affluent Indians to abandon their home country? Let's investigate. One of the significant factors driving this migration is economic instability. As we peel back the layers of this complex issue, it becomes evident that the economic situation in India in 2024 is far from ideal. A confluence of factors are at play here, creating a perfect storm of economic instability that is causing many of the country's affluent residents to reconsider their options. Inflation, for instance, is a pressing issue. The rising cost of goods and services has a significant impact on the purchasing power of the rupee and can erode wealth over time. For the well-off, this can mean a diminishing lifestyle and less value for their hard-earned money. It's a concern that is prompting many to look for greener pastures where their wealth will not be so severely impacted by inflation. Unemployment is another critical problem. While this might not directly affect the wealthy, it does have indirect implications. High unemployment rates can lead to social unrest, crime, and a general sense of instability that can be unsettling for anyone, regardless of their financial status. Furthermore, it can affect the businesses owned by these affluent individuals, making it difficult for them to maintain their wealth. Currency devaluation is yet another concern. When the value of the rupee falls, it means that the wealth of these individuals is worth less on the global stage. This can make international travel more expensive, reduce the value of investments, and generally make it harder for these individuals to maintain their global lifestyle. In a world that is increasingly interconnected, the ability to move freely and maintain wealth across borders is a significant factor for the affluent. These issues, combined with others, such as market volatility and regulatory uncertainty, create an environment of economic instability that can be deeply unsettling for the wealthy. It's not just about preserving wealth, it's about ensuring a certain quality of life, maintaining a global lifestyle, and securing a stable future for themselves and their families. The wealthy, by virtue of their resources, have the ability to respond to these challenges in ways that others cannot. They can move their wealth to more stable economies, invest in safer assets, or even relocate to countries where these issues are less of a concern. It's a luxury that few have, but for those who do, it can be a compelling reason to consider leaving India. In conclusion, the economic instability in India in 2024 is a significant factor driving the migration of the country's wealthy. It's a complex issue with many facets, but at its core, it's about the pursuit of stability and security. Economic instability can be unsettling, and for those with the means to do so, the allure of a more stable economic environment can be a powerful motivator. Wealthy individuals often seek stability, and India's tumultuous economy in 2024 seems to be pushing them away. Political factors are also playing a major role in this mass migration. In 2024, the political landscape in India is fraught with challenges that are making it an increasingly unfavorable environment for the wealthy. One of the key issues is corruption. Despite numerous attempts at reform, corruption persists at multiple levels of government. This widespread issue affects everyone, but for the wealthy, it presents unique problems. They often find themselves caught in a web of bribery and under-the-table dealings, and for many, this constant negotiation becomes exhausting and untenable. Another significant concern is policy instability. Changes in government often bring about shifts in economic policies. These changes can be abrupt and unpredictable, making it difficult for businesses and individuals to plan for the future. For the affluent, who have substantial investments and assets to protect, this instability can be particularly unsettling. Civil unrest is another aspect of the political climate contributing to this exodus. Protests, strikes, and riots are not uncommon, reflecting the dissatisfaction of various groups within the population. These events can disrupt daily life and create an atmosphere of uncertainty and tension. For the wealthy, this unrest can be threatening, both in terms of personal security and the stability of their assets. The government's approach to wealth and taxation is another factor to consider. The perception of the wealthy as a ready source of revenue for the government can lead to policies that seem punitive to those with substantial assets. This can create a feeling of being targeted, leading many of the wealthy to seek friendlier shores. In addition to these factors, there's a growing concern about the erosion of democratic values. The increasing centralization of power, restrictions on freedom of speech, and the politicization of institutions are all seen as signs of a weakening democracy. This is particularly troubling for the wealthy, who often have the resources and connections to be more aware of these shifts and the means to escape them. All of these issues combine to create a volatile and uncertain political environment. For those with the means to do so, leaving becomes a compelling option. By relocating to countries with more stable political climates, they can protect their assets, ensure their personal safety, and enjoy a higher degree of predictability and peace of mind. These political factors are not the only reasons for this mass migration, but they are significant. They highlight the challenges facing India and the choices its wealthy citizens are making in response. And while the situation is complex, one thing is clear. The political climate in India is a major factor driving the exodus of its wealthy population. In the face of such political turmoil, it's no wonder that India's wealthy are choosing to seek refuge elsewhere. India's unique social dynamics are another reason why its wealthy citizens are leaving. The social fabric of India is incredibly diverse and complex, with centuries of history, tradition, and cultural norms playing a significant role in shaping it. This social landscape, while rich and vibrant, also presents unique challenges for the wealthy. One of these challenges is the increasing scrutiny of wealth. Wealth, once celebrated as a symbol of success, is now often viewed with suspicion and resentment. This shift in perception can be attributed to the growing income disparity in the country. While a small percentage of the population amasses significant wealth, a large portion continues to grapple with poverty. This stark economic divide is causing tension and fostering an environment of distrust towards the wealthy. Social inequality is another factor contributing to the discomfort of India's affluent citizens. The wealth gap is not just an economic issue in India, but a social one as well. The divide between the rich and the poor is more visible than ever, with luxury skyscrapers towering over slums and opulent weddings taking place amidst widespread hunger. This glaring disparity is leading to social unrest and discontent, making the wealthy feel increasingly unwelcome and unsafe. In addition to these issues, there's also a changing attitude towards the rich. In the past, the wealthy were venerated, their success stories inspiring millions. However, in recent years, there's been a shift. The wealthy are now often perceived as exploitative or out of touch, a perception fueled by several high-profile cases of corruption and tax evasion involving the rich. This shift in public sentiment is causing discomfort among India's wealthy, who are increasingly feeling the pressure of negative public opinion. Moreover, the rise of social media has further amplified these issues. Stories of ostentatious displays of wealth go viral, inciting public outrage and further widening the gap between the rich and the poor. The wealthy, who once enjoyed a certain level of privacy, now find themselves under constant public scrutiny. All these factors combine to create a social climate that is increasingly uncomfortable for the wealthy. They find themselves in a society that is growing more resentful of their wealth, more critical of their lifestyle, and more vocal in its discontent. This social pressure is creating a sense of unease and insecurity among the wealthy, prompting them to seek refuge in countries where they might feel more welcome and safe. Faced with such social pressures, it's not surprising that India's wealthy are choosing to seek more welcoming environments. This mass exodus of wealthy Indians is bound to have significant implications for the country. Let's take a moment to consider the economic fallout, starting with tax revenue. These wealthy individuals, who are now heading for greener pastures, were among the top contributors to the tax coffers. Their departure signals a potential decline in tax revenue, which could impact government spending on infrastructure, education, healthcare, and other critical services. Next, let's think about investments. The affluent class often fuels the economy by investing in businesses, real estate, and other sectors. Their departure could lead to a shortage of capital, throttling the growth of industries, and potentially leading to job losses. This could have a ripple effect, slowing down the overall economic growth of the country. But the implications go beyond the economic sphere. There are social dynamics at play as well. The departure of the wealthy could exacerbate income inequality, widening the gap between the rich and the poor. This could lead to heightened social tension and resentment as the burden of taxation shifts increasingly towards the middle and lower income groups. Additionally, the exodus of the wealthy may also lead to a brain drain. These individuals are often highly educated and skilled, and their departure could result in a shortage of talent and expertise in various sectors. This could affect India's competitive edge in the global market. Now, let's shift our gaze to the political arena. The government may need to make policy adjustments to either stem the tide of this exodus or to deal with its fallout. On one hand, they might introduce incentives to encourage the wealthy to stay, which could include tax breaks or other financial benefits. On the other hand, they may need to find ways to fill the economic gap left by their departure, potentially through attracting foreign investment or increasing taxation on remaining residents. However, it's crucial to remember that these are potential implications. The actual impact will depend on a variety of factors, including the government's response, the economic climate, and the decisions of those who remain in the country. In the grand scheme of things, this exodus of wealthy Indians could act as a wake-up call, prompting introspection and action to address the underlying issues that are causing this migration. It could lead to reforms aimed at creating a more equitable and stable society, fostering an environment that encourages its citizens to stay and contribute to its growth. The departure of so many wealthy individuals is sure to leave a mark on India, both economically and socially. The next few years will be a critical period as the nation navigates through these challenges, seeking to turn this exodus into an opportunity for positive change. So why are so many wealthy Indians leaving the country in 2024? Well, to recap, it's a complex interplay of economic instability, political unrest, and social dynamics. Economic instability, marked by inflation and market unpredictability, is pushing these individuals to seek financial security elsewhere. Political unrest, with its power struggles and policy changes, is causing a sense of uncertainty and discomfort. And let's not forget the social pressures. The changing societal norms and lifestyle aspirations are also playing a significant role in this exodus. The implications of this trend are far-reaching. It's not just about the wealth leaving the country. It's also about the potential brain drain, the reduced investment in local businesses, and the impact on societal structures. As we continue to watch this trend unfold, one thing is clear: the decisions of these wealthy individuals are sure to have a lasting impact on India.